Awesome, great, glorious day it is. This is the day the Lord has made, and indeed we shall rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Umubanga podcast, where we aim to inform, transform, as well as inspire. And today I am with Mama Chinjana Manjapani, home and away, like, oh no, I'll not show up. And then maybe we might only have them like once, everybody together. Mofya Mwamba.
Hi.
The lady of the moment.
The butterfly, like Mrs. K says.
Yeah, like you guys decided to post your clips on Facebook and then be like, yeah, this is true.
Like,
I concur.
oh my God. The amount of responses was crazy. The DMs, I'm just like, guys, please, like.
You were oozing with knowledge and wisdom, coupled with understanding. Like, how did that feel? Like, where the limelight was on you?
It was very shocking because it was very, very unexpected. Because I think we do post videos on our socials, right? Yeah. But then getting that particular one, having so many views and like people just reaching out to say, this is crazy. Okay, we're glad that you talked about this. Mm-hmm. And I think the funniest one was certain people saying, you know what? I think you should invite some of us to just sit where we can just talk about our own experiences. Yeah. You know? I'm like, guys, do people want to come and vent? But it was good. But I think one thing I'm grateful for is not necessarily that people looked at the person who was speaking, but mainly just the fact that the conversation itself did draw so much attention. So it
you
shows
were a vessel.
Woman
of
God. No, I'm tapping into TGV.
Yeah. But it feels like relationships are like the biggest thing. Like, I think relationships are like a trigger word for Zambians. Like.
It's crazy. And I think not worse off rather, but the fact that when we talk about relationships, like even when you look at the video, even people's responses, others, it wasn't even like relationships concerning like a male and female, but like relationships with their pastors, like church, like around church relationships and things like that. So it was good. It was a balance. Yeah.
And none of us here has got like a law thingy, right? You know, I was actually thinking through, because in the morning I was checking through, I was going through Facebook and then just reading through comments, and then I was thinking, like, I feel like going forward, most of the pastors might be sued by their church members.
It's crazy.
For the fact that, doctor, in your term, when somebody says prescriptive, like if a doctor prescribes, right, it means that the patient has to adhere to that prescription, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, most of our pastors are prescriptive.
Okay.
So they prescribe
like
what you ought to do.
Like,
you have to marry this person. Like, so I feel that a lot of pastors now are prescriptive to the sense that it's even on video.
Yeah.
So now, if you tell me to say this man is God's will for my life, then this man who is God's will for my God's will is beating me.
I was about to say the same thing.
Right? So it means that if I have that actual proof where pastor said that I need to marry this person, I can take pastor to court to say, Pastor, you heard God.
So what do you mean? Like, now I'm being beaten by the man you said, God said,
God's
my
will.
husband. Yeah.
Because when you were telling me, you did not add to say I need to shipikisha or persevere the beatings.
It's crazy.
So, like, and I think based off those responses as well, it was more of people were as well talking from an aspect of hurt as well.
Yes,
the fact that they experienced it.
Yeah.
You take your man or your girl to your pastor or your woman of God. It's both ways.
Both ways now.
Like, it's no longer just the men, but you take your man or woman to your pastors and they say no. This one.
Yeah. And I think worse off is the fact that now we have pastors, church, pastors, bishops, and whoever else, leaning more onto that person is not right.
Yeah.
But so it's them saying Umubanga is not right for you, but at the back of their head, it's them knowing to say they've got a guy in mind for you.
Oh,
you
they're
get
the
it?
guy.
Yeah,
for
like they already have a guy
you.
in mind for you.
They are the guy for
Or they
you.
are the guy for you. Or they have a lady for you. Or they are the lady in mind for you.
Because in for me, like, these are spaces where I even see to say, oh, there's massive abuse, because most of the time, and now I'll say this, that it's no longer just the ladies who fall prey to this, it's as well the men as well. Where the pastor can lure you in such a state where you can become his side chick.
Yes, it's really sad.
In that you're even okay, like he's taught you to say, oh, you are pretty much like a holy side chick.
Yeah. And it's very, very normal, because my pastor said
he even has like scriptures to be able to back whatever he wants to do or she wants to do, and it just becomes crazy work. So I feel like going forward as a Zambian church, like majority of the pastors will be in court.
You know, I think someone said, I think the other thing someone said was, we need a, what's the word? I'll give you an example. Like me, who's doing PR, right? I can't practice public relations minus registering with ZPRIC. You get? So someone mentioned to say, I think maybe we need like an institution or body.
But there are. There's Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia.
Like
UCZ,
maybe one that's very...
there's churches, thingy. So
now
there are
it's like anyone
different,
can be
there's
ordained.
council of churches, there's the Catholic bishops, like there's so many organizations where most of the pastors, I think, are members of.
Then
so,
there's a need to...
I think one of the dangers we have, especially in the Christian setup, is that when somebody says, God has told me this, you cannot question.
Ah, okay. I get you.
So it's different. Like in science, if you come and say this,
like
you have to prove.
Yes.
You have to prove. But with a Christian setup is that God said this. Maybe wakole wadedere or I don't know what
yeah.
And then my boy say no, God said
God
this.
said.
Or maybe they were starving.
Yeah.
Which quote unquote would be fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then say, oh, God said this.
This is
So,
what I saw.
For me, I feel there has to, and scripture reminds us that we need to test each and every spirit. And not just saying yes to anything and everything which comes through.
Yeah.
Because there's been massive abuse. There's been like a lot of crazy things happening in the church, and it's sad to see. Yeah, but I guess a lot of people want to talk about their issues. That's how come they resonated so much with with that. And they just couldn't tag their pastors because they would be excommunicated.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so coming to the news, what's been happening around the week, and I think top of the agenda is 25,000 kwacha entry fee to a show.
Okay.
Actually, it wasn't a show.
It wasn't a show.
I think it was called a networking event. Which a music
like
show.
More like a music show.
Yeah, so the artists were the headliners, but the whole idea was the fact that people should come through and just network. Yeah.
But do you think networking actually did take place?
I think so. I think so. The pressure is that we sometimes look at some of these things and we're like, oh no, why am I wasting all this money? But anyways, do you feel it was worth it? As I'm trying to Google something. I'm trying to Google how much it costs to watch an NBA game, basketball game.
Yeah.
Ringside, like courtside.
Yeah. I think it's also dependent on who was in the room, right? Because if I'm going to be in a room where my target market is not in the room, I really don't think me paying a 25,000 kwacha is worth it, right? But if I'm in a room where I know to say, okay, the connections that I'm going to get in this room is like they're going to benefit me, not just like for the now, but like even for the long run, I definitely would pay the 25,000 kwacha to go and network. Because I think, I don't know, but probably if we were to look at the, what do you call this thing? If we were to look at their program, I bet for them to call it a networking event, meaning that there was networking that happened before the various artists got on stage to begin to perform.
Yeah.
So I think it was worth it. If they actually did network, then it was worth it. But sadly, if people did the whole Zambian time, and saying we'll get there before at least like 30 minutes before they start performing, I think that's really, really, it's really sad, because if you're going to pay for something to network, you must follow it through. You must finish it up, as compared to get there Zambian time, and already Sierra Resort is very far.
So somebody said that in Mabas you ended up Sierra. And somebody comments to say, if you're going there with a bus, you're not the target.
You're really not the target audience.
So the NBA range between like $5,000 going up, and $5,000 in Zambian kwacha is like close to 100,000.
Just go watch basketball. So
yeah. So it's so some of these spaces, right? They're there to just help you get in contact with some people.
Yeah.
Because there are certain people you'll never be able to catch.
You will not catch them anyway.
But the fact that this is happening, you'll be able to meet up with them. So yeah, it works, and it worked in most people's favors. There are those who just went there to make content or be famous and all that. So you're there, you spend your 25,000. So it's a calculated risk, and I think as people we need to be able to get out of our comfort zones.
Yes.
I feel majority of the backlash is based off the fact that we calculate everything.
Yes.
In our heads.
And even just from the comment section, from the very time the tickets were short, the flyer was released, everybody forgot that there are other tickets, but everybody was just 25K, 25K, 25K.
I think the cheapest was 15?
Yeah. And already you can tell to say there's a way the Zambian mindset is configured. You get what I mean? I think I saw someone, I saw a meme this week, that said, I think for me, my goal is a Zambian dream, to live in a 3-bedroom house and drive a second car, a second-hand car, a Japanese car, So already even
with
just
mileage over 100,000 kwacha.
So already even just
mileage.
From such memes, you can tell to say there's a way people's mind is configured. They're just this is how far I can go. You know what I mean? Because imagine if we had people who said, oh, it's 25K, cool, we can pay and whatnot. You get it? But the fact that almost 70% of the people, in fact, let me just say 80% or 90% of the people in the comment section were all just the 25,000 kwacha is very unrealistic.
So right now, I was actually on ChatGPT. I was doing something. I was trying to distract myself.
Yeah.
So what I want, because I was trying to break down what I have in my head and what I have in vision. And then I approximately need 7 million kwacha to actualize what I want to, the vision which is in my head too. So in order for me to get to that 7 million kwacha, I might have to spend that 25,000 kwacha.
Yes.
And you see, funny thing is that most people don't understand that in order for you to make more money, you have to spend money.
Money must be in circulation. People think I need to hold on to this 25 pin and then put in bombe, another 25 pin will come. But the thing is, you need the 25 pin to circulate.
And the other thing is that majority of the people thought that the show would not be sold out.
Yes, and it was.
And then you'd be like, Mulungu sama kona kwanu, poverty ni kwanu. Yeah, but it was interesting to see. I think the headliners were Rick Ross and Davido.
I think on Coffee.
In Coffee Olomide. I think, was Coffee the last secular event I shot? I think so. Yeah. So it was interesting to see. And I saw pictures of somebody already in Coffee.
$100.
$100 notes.
$100
$100 is 2 pins. So now somebody's calculating. Just boss. Poverty is only at your place. So it was interesting to see people no, they just came miming and all. And another thing to note was the fact that Davido's first outfit was the Zambian flag.
So I actually saw I was watching a video on TikTok. So I think one amazing thing to note is the fact that his outfit was made from scratch.
Yes.
So the material was gotten from Kamwala, Safik. They went ahead and it was purely Zambian made. So that was
because his
really,
stylist
really
was around.
Yeah.
So his stylist came through to make sure that everything is ready.
Yeah.
Making sure that
was really good.
No, and you see, that's the whole ecosystem of an artist.
Yeah.
And I always say this, I always tell artists, right, is that do not look at yourself as just an individual. Look at yourself as a company. So the brand Mofya.
Yeah.
Right? So Mofya requires hair.
Yes.
So today we have.
Oh my God, shots fired.
So as the podcast grows,
Mhm.
we need a hair department,
Yes.
a makeup department, an outfit department.
Yes.
Not, sometimes I'm just like, this shirt I'm wearing so tight, like. So, so
Oh my God.
as an artist, it's no longer just you as an individual.
Yes.
It's a whole ecosystem.
Mhm.
There's somebody in charge of your logistics. There's somebody in charge of your sound.
Yeah.
There's somebody in charge of your
Like there's a whole team.
Yes. So Davido is a company on his own. So it's not just, you're not just getting Davido, him, the person. You're getting the system he has around.
Yeah.
You're getting the band members. You're getting the stylists. You're getting the dancers. You're getting the photographer, the videographer,
Yes.
like all these people. So if he's coming and saying, oh, I'm charging you $300,000, all those people.
He's calculated
are
every
included.
single, like everybody has to get a cut
Yes.
out of it. Okay, no, that's
So-
really good.
Yeah, so we need to understand that artists, like, it's no longer just about them. It's the whole system around them. Because even the Bemba outfit which he
Yes.
wore, right? His stylist they even had reference images
Yeah,
of just like
This is where it came from.
Zambians, like the Bemba people, like
Mhm.
seeing how they wore it, and they were true to the design,
Yeah.
and even getting the materials. The materials were not like imported. Also, they're
Mhm.
like, of course, they were. Safik. I
Yeah,
don't know if
but
Safik
still.
makes them here, but
Yeah.
yeah. So just getting to see that level of detail where they're not. It's not just like, oh, try and error. We've
Yes,
come here and
yes.
then we're just no. They thought about it. It was well planned. To say, oh, this is what we're going to do. These
Yeah.
are artists who dress up and yeah, really, really great to see. And then one of the things which when his stylist was like, oh,
Yeah.
we took inspiration from one of Zambia's biggest tribes, and then everybody in there is like, no, Bemba is not the biggest tribe.
But guys, let's like everywhere you go, you get it, like everywhere you
Yeah.
you can find people speaking it. I think something to also note from Davido's concert and just everything that happened over the weekend is the level of I think, for lack of a better term, excellence. What do I mean?
Excellence where?
No. Let me explain.
Show 1 was great. Show 2,
Yes, I meant
people.
show 1.
There's like a
People
lot
in
of.
show 2 complain. They really complain. But I want to bring it back to when you said, it's the fact that he's realized that it's not just him as a singer, but it's the fact that there's a whole team around it. I think that's something that the Christian artists need to like learn, because we've got so many. So there's one time after a concert, right?
Yeah.
And I got an Eyango. So one of the guys who plays instruments for one of the men and women of God, right? So it's like, which route are you going? So I'm like, this is the route I'm going. So he's like, cool, let me jump on. I'm like, all right, cool. So we get onto the car and we're having a conversation, and he says, you know what, these guys are really, really bad at paying, But he's like, and for me, it's the fact that I show up for these people, like when they say, no, we need you to come through and whatnot. But when it comes to like time to pay money, it's like songs after songs after songs after songs. So now I think bringing it back to the fact that Davido understands the fact that it's not just him singing, but like everyone has a role to play. I think that's something our Christian artists need to learn.
True.
The fact that, yes, this is a child of God, Yes, you do go to the same church or you go to various churches, but people must be paid for their craft. And you must... let's just practice excellence. You know what I mean?
You know what's coming in my head? I'm just like, nakuzunguluza kwambiri, that you've experienced a lot.
It's crazy. I'm just like,
I think for gospel artists, I think where they don't differentiate is the difference between a gift and a gift that has become someone's work. Then when they're looking at those backup singers, backup singers are people we don't give credit. Instrumentalists.
True.
So you find they'll look at them, they'll just be like, no, these people are serving God. But there's a level to gifting where now it stops operating as just a gift that saves people, but now it becomes part of your work. It's what feeds you, and that's where they don't really get it.
Right.
Another thing is that most of the guys are taught to say it's a privilege to be found with me.
And I'm like, that, every time I hear that statement, for me, I'm like, it comes from a place of pride. Like
It's a privilege for you to be here.
that is pride.
No,
Anyway,
with
forget
all
like-
humility.
They forget that the
But-
exposure doesn't pay for bills.
Yes, but then also it's the fact that
Yeah.
like you you wouldn't sound as great as you sound if the team behind you wasn't here. You get what I mean? I think that's something they forget, and it's the fact that they constantly echo the fact that, like, it's actually a privilege that you're the one that's here.
Do you know how many people want to be here? You.
There are a lot. I saw, so I saw someone in the comment section on TikTok and say, how do I audition to be on the podcast?
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay. Interesting. You ask Umubanga. We'll let you know. It's a privilege to be here, as he said.
It takes prayer.
But, no, reading a Bible. But
so some of you, your interviews might just be like, how far have you gone with the Bible? Actually, like, if I even recall, I think with most of you, like, majority of my questions which I asked were never dependent on what you can do, but mainly on where you are in Christ Jesus. Because for me, that sets the tone and foundation, like, for so many things. But of course, show 2 for Davido. So show 2 was, show 1 was, of course, Bonanza Ciela Resort. Everything well put together. I think Danikaya, like the Zambian, Danikaya had like the best set. Show 2, doors were open at 12. I hear sound check was running till like 17.
Oh my God.
So you setting up stuff. Majority of the, like, I hear Vincenzo and Mampi did not perform. The issues. Uncle Waffles.
I saw him at Uncle Waffles is a female. I thought it was a male. I'm like, okay.
she was posting on her status saying,
I'm not good.
Hey, I haven't been picked up. The team is not giving me feedback. I hear she comes on the stage, she just like does like 10 minutes, the lights go off, and then she's just like done. She says, hey, thank you, Zambia, for bringing me to this terrible show. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know the exact words, but so show 2 was terrible, but the only person who saved the night was Davido. Because he put in his all. And I feel, here's what happens sometimes with these events, these concerts. It could be a Christian event or a secular event, right? Majority of the times, the organizers prioritize the main artist.
And I think that's the problem.
Because the standards are strict, right?
It's both
so
sides.
Davido's team will be like, before Davido goes on stage, we need to put all these things in place so that we can give a good experience. You've attended shows where all the local artists, the sound was terrible.
It was bad.
And then immediately an international artist comes like everything changes.
You know, at speaker yako left. Yako right. Volume.
So there's that. So there was a lot of people complained. The stage was not proper. The screens were going off. Like a lot of things were not working. Like, and I saw pictures. I don't know if it's true where others VIP table in Zemabin.
Yes, I actually saw someone complaining. One of the influencers, and she says, there are no bathrooms for the VIP section, and there are no bathrooms for the ordinary section. Then we're being told to go to the capo, but every time we go to the capo, we're being bounced back and told to come back.
And
I'm like, guys,
the capo as well put out a statement to say, I don't know why we're even talking about all these places, but anyways, it's part of life. How will you preach to people if you... Anyways, so the capo puts out a statement to say... Because I think one of the packages had it to say you like get a table.
I think the VVIP.
Get alcohol and all those things. So they put out a statement to say, guys, we're not part of any...
Oh my God. Ish. And where are you going to find the organizer from? You've already bought tickets.
So like Yanseko, one of the guys, is it John? I think he put out a statement to say, when Funa comes in now, he's like, no, our organizer will be under pressure. So you can't... But yeah, like... events of that magnitude have to be properly planned.
Yes.
And I'll echo this so many times. It's not just the secular events. It's even the secular event. The gospel event.
Yes.
Remember during the Maverick City event.
Guys.
VIP people were not treated properly. LSM venue, polo feuds.
You know, like even just the whole issue of the entrance, it was crazy.
Like... proper due diligence isn't done, and I feel that the local authority as well doesn't do its job. The Lusaka City Council to monitor some of these things, because these are health hazards. If somebody is saying that there were no toilets,
and then they're over like 3,000 people.
not 3,000, that's like close to like what,
Like
10,000? I think they're
yes.
expecting like 10,000 people and all. So like you have a place where they do not have enough toilets to accommodate the
and
people.
people are drinking.
Yes, they do not have like security to handle that many people. So like a lot not making sense.
Yes.
So local authorities really, really need to start paying attention to some of these happenings to make sure that people are not duped.
There's a need to go back to the books.
Monta spend 5p and then no proper experience. Now 350 and Zana space and VIP.
How? Wana space that
and you know, like at most of the shows, like that's like now, like paying for a VIP ticket in Zambia, like, just like
no.
Yeah.
And it's something that I will never understand even until dates. Like, tell me why someone paid like 100 kwacha for their ticket.
I remember the Maverick City thing you guys were selling.
Yeah,
remember at some point, nilikuja kumbuyo pa screen kulbe
I want.
Yeah, so that was the events of the week. Well, coming into Sunday.
Oh my God, guys.
You wake up early in the morning, boom. Statements from the audios.
It's crazy. It's just
being led by the wife.
Danger.
And then B-Flow responding.
But you know, already even just from the statements released, you can tell to say we don't have how do I put it? I think the one thing Zambia at large needs to learn is proper communication. Mm-hmm. Like both from the
Preach.
Oh my God. How
School us.
We are. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but what I want to say is, I think we need to learn communication as a whole, because many other times something is said, it's either it's misinterpreted, and the very moment it's misinterpreted, we never go back to actually find the actual statement that was released.
Chinese
was
whispers.
Yes, and it's very, very dangerous, because now we've got like 70% of our Zambian people who are on the socials who actually don't have like the actual real information. And I think the saddest thing is we've got so many Zambians who are very lazy when it comes to like can you research, like can you actually read about it? You get what I mean? But it's based off word of mouth for the memes that we've seen around. So that's what's crazy. And just the fact that we don't have proper communication already, it shows that there's so much disorganization even with the different mother bodies that we have. Because I remember last week we were talking about how there's a need for communication to happen concerning the video and whatnot. Next thing we know is no one reached out to me. But then this other guy is saying we actually did reach out. So now it's like, guys, you guys are both part of this music association. So what do you mean you're not communicating? And what does it already? It sends a very bad message to the people that are just like upcoming to say, okay, there's already confusion happening at the top. How do we handle it?
I think in that whole backlash, there was issues of Burkina Faso, Chani, Visa, Z, and there was a lot happening. But I think it was a month ago I was going to the Zambia Music Association of Musicians, like what they do and all.
Yes.
And the fact that they write a recommendation sometimes if you need to travel outside and to get you like paperwork to be easy to know, to show that you're affiliated to an association if you're going to perform elsewhere. So there's all that. However, in all this, I read the Zambia Association of Musicians statement which they had released. They stated to say they spoke to Director Law, and I think we spoke about it last time to say there's a way in which you can edit the video without affecting
the actual.
You just like upload a different one, and they stated to say they spoke to Director Law, the director of the video, the one who edited the video, and they also spoke to Yomap's team and all. And then today, boom, like nobody reached out to us, and all. So, in the fact that I think the dangerous thing is Yomap's coming out and saying, will not do anything, will not change anything, right? Is that first things first, the Zambian base is, how do I put it? We're just like, oh, hey, we like you.
Yeah.
And then just like, nah. Like we can cut you off.
Yes.
Actually, and I don't know why learning for him and his team is not, like they don't catch it like.
Guys, why Simpunzila? Why
Remember that
Simpunzila?
time when they made sure that he lost all the awards?
Zambians are very like, oh my God, I remember.
Like
Literally.
made sure that he
Yeah,
lost all the
yeah.
awards, right? And he's still doing that.
Yes.
And I don't know, like, at what cost?
Mm-hmm.
Like-
How far will they go?
Like, we know we are dealing with a lot of things. The nation is dealing with a lot of morality issues, like sexuality and all
Yes.
those things. And for him, as pretty much the biggest artist,
Yeah.
it's him to take this opportunity and say, oh, hey, despite the fact that they haven't gotten in touch with us,
Yes.
however, we'll still proceed and be able to make the necessary changes which people have been talking about.
Yes.
But it feels like it's falling on deaf ears.
Mhm.
I don't know if they want to trend because Davido and Rick Ross have been trending the weekend and
So
overshadowing
try and
the
see
album.
how best they can.
So
yeah.
I don't know, like, but it shouldn't be like that. I think they are so big, and the fact that now the wife is coming in and dragging the association president, like, it's not great, really. Like,
I think it narrows down to the first thing that you said. I know I constantly keep on going back to this, but it's the fact that Davido realizes I'm not the singer. There's a whole team.
and actually, I think they need a PR person.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing.
'Cause-
Like, you need to understand the fact that you are a brand,
Yeah.
right? And Zambians are very petty, for lack of a better term.
and funny thing, do you know that he can lose all his brand endorsements?
Like,
The
just in a flip second.
Because look, the way it is that we are family oriented.
Yes.
And businesses will look at it to say, you are bringing us losses
Yes.
now. So we'll cut you off.
We'll cut you
We'll
off.
cut
Yes,
you off
yes,
everything.
Yes. And that means you losing out on money.
Yep.
And I think I'll give an example of yourself. The way you've branded yourself,
Yeah.
we know that Mrs. K is somewhere in the world, but
Yeah.
we can't others can put a face to the Mrs. K,
Yeah,
but like others can't,
don't.
right?
Mhm.
So if you're going to brand yourself in a certain way, there's a limit to which Mrs. K can reach. You get what I mean? So like it's the same thing with him. I think he should be able to his PR team must brand him in a way that there are certain, like, this is as far as you can go, because also we're looking at it for the money, but not necessarily for the money, but even for the people that stream this music. So that's what's crazy. So
But
there's a need to
one thing, I remember like a scripture in the Bible. I think Paul was talking on.
woman of God.
Paul was talking on. He was teaching on why we must not be surprised on how certain like unbelievers behave. He was talking about how we should judge like Christians, but for unbelievers you can't judge them, because I'm gonna give an example, and I know it's gonna sound really weird, but I'm just trying to
It's
bring
really
out
weird.
I'm trying to bring out a certain point. We can't be surprised if a dog barks, because it's in their nature. So there's a certain level of behavior that we've seen for a long period of time, and now that it's happening to a level where we feel like it's affecting it's questioning the country's systems or moral standards. That's when now we think we can correct it. We can't. I think the best thing to do is just to let him be, because it's just in their nature. That's how they behave. We've seen it happen before. We've seen it, and we can't. As Christians, I know many Christians have been trying to fight bringing that video down, but it's already out. People took screenshots. It's already on social media. The only thing we can do now is just let him be, and just pray to God that God may have mercy on his soul. Yeah.
Let's let the dog bark. You know. I think we end there. Let the dog bark.
We move.
We move on to South Africa. So South Africa, the past weeks have been going through like marches, protests, attacking foreigners, xenophobia. Like I think earlier I watched a video where this guy just walked into a shop and then shot 2 Ethiopians. I don't know how true that is, if it's old, if it's recent. We saw marches where people were going around like beating people. And these are things which are even recorded.
Yes. And I think there's one I saw where like it was really bad. You know, they were hitting different people. And then the one that shocked me the most was, I think there was a guy who was trying to run into a mall.
Yeah.
Then he was stopped by 2 females and they started hitting him. And next thing I know, different males are hitting him.
Yeah.
And this person is not white.
Yep.
You get what I mean? Like, not that I'm trying to practice racism and whatnot, but it's the fact that this person is black. But like they're there hitting this person. And like next thing I know, I think some Indians were coming, or these people that have the Indian race were walking and everybody's running towards them. And I'm like, ish, guys. Like,
so I saw like a video where the South Africans are beating a black person. Right?
Yeah.
And then the white person comes and then they're like, we like you. You're welcome.
oh my God.
So,
yeah.
I'm just like, hey, like,
ish.
But I don't know how to place this issue in South Africa, right? In the fact that they are fighting the Zimbabweans, they are fighting any person who is black, the Nigerians, like any.
I think I saw one of the females. I think one of the videos I watched. This is what the female said. She called herself an activist. I don't know what activist. I've just forgotten, but she said it's too much of our fellow Africans moving from their countries, coming to South Africa to come and seek
greener pastures.
Yes, greener pastures, like employment and things like that. We need Africans to stay in their countries to better their countries. Like, it's too much of you guys running. Like, can you stop running and just try and figure out whatever it is that's going on in your country?
Yep.
And I said, ish, that's crazy.
But the problem with South Africans is this. Most of the people why that, South Africa's got a 2 hours work thing where you work like 2 hours.
You didn't get paid.
You didn't get paid. So most people run there because you've seen the way it's structured in Zambia where we work full day, right? So if I go to South Africa, it means I'll be getting paid like every after 2 hours.
Yeah.
You get. But for South Africans, they are, I don't want to use the word lazy, but they are, I don't know what word.
It, so.
Okay, yeah. They are lazy, and now when they see other people from other countries coming into their country and they're working full day, they're like, you're getting our jobs. But when those shop people are picking those other people from other countries because they not say, I can just easily have this person the whole day and we can just calculate the hours and I pay them. Rather than maybe this person finishes for 2 hours, then that other person is late. Like it disturbs the flow of a business. I think South Africans need to understand that even in Zambia, we've got South Africans, please, that come in. I think they need to reach that level whereby they stop operating from a mindset of these people, when they come into our country, they're getting jobs, but operating from a mindset of, okay, let's also be hardworking. Let's see where we are lacking. Why is it that these people are employing? The question they should be having is not that people, the concern shouldn't be that people are getting their jobs, but the concern should be why they are getting their jobs.
Yep, so it's like here in Zambia. Who opens shops faster?
Rwanda.
Not just Indians. Like, actually, let's not even go to the Rwandese, right? Like, they're exceptional. Like, we should even stop doing that. Like, somebody was having an actual real issue. We made we made fun of him. Like, but the thing is that as nationals, right? Even here in Zambia, there are people who have purposed or they've made up their minds that they'll never get anything from here. So they have to travel out of Zambia to experience green pastures. Right?
There are no greener pastures.
Like
but
here, Fina Valley, have been blocking our doors, like all those things. They will always blame the president.
The truth in that, like the people that say that, oh my God, and they are so staunch about it.
Yes, like so.
Yeah.
So we've made up our minds that here in Zambia, it can never work. So we see it
diaspora
from outside. That's why you find that a lot of people want to go to America, Europe,
UK.
And the closest is South Africa. Because South Africa's facilities like give it that vibe. But look at how, and we always laugh when the immigration department like catches people like when they mutanka.
Like Ethiopians.
Mutanka, like he just like, like but the thing is that migration is everywhere and it will forever continue. We are all products of migration. Luba Lunda, Bantu migrations. You
The
remember
Bantu
that?
Botatwe.
Yeah, like that's the Tonga Ila Soli, right? Yeah. So you have all those things. So we'll forever have migration, and we'll forever have people who are closely super working hard. For example, the Chinese are migrating. Do you know that? Do you know that China has been like on mass migration?
Yeah.
That is why you have like a lot of Chinese investment here in
Yes.
Africa. Like they're moving a lot because kuja kwao land ya chepa. Like Beijing, like most of these towns are super populated. So the best is, okay guys, let's take you out to Africa. Like, and when they come here, they look at the many opportunities which we the locals do not actualize on.
Yes.
Look at how the many shops, like, oh no, ukuku area kul bendarama, ukuku minwood, China more.
Yeah. Hello, there are a lot more.
Diva.
If it's not China more, I think the recent one I've noticed is because most females like to braid their hair. So now they've opened so many to my like branches for like
Spas.
braids.
Yeah.
No, not even spas. Like just mukombo ni mameni, but like wig shops, like a lot of them. And I'm like, you see, so these guys are coming from wherever it is they're coming from, and now they're even advertising in Nyanj, and you can it's like, hey, okay.
They're even learning the language now. They're quick.
Yeah.
So I think there was one who was even singing a gospel song.
Oh my God. Ish.
Look at the Indians. Like, look at the work ethic. Look at and same thing, like, look at the closest we have at the Rwandese, because these are the people who are always in our communities, right?
Yes.
Shop is open at 05, it closes at 23.
22. Yes.
Right?
I can.
You even know to say, Zapitira Pari Ben.
Cheat. Yes.
And they even become our friends. That's why a lot of people will be like, Ngati, a foreigner in Zambia is caught by the immigration services. Just know that he did
something to the Zambians around.
Most Zambians owe him money.
In
Ambova food.
That's dangerous. That's crazy. Yeah.
So most Zambians owe him money in Ambova food. So they've decided to report him.
It's crazy.
So, but with South Africa, majority of the outsiders are able to see the opportunities, and as you rightly put it, is that majority of them do not want to work. They want things handed over to them. That is why if you notice, if there are riots, if there are what, the first things they want to do is steal from shops. Get my TV, my phone, my channel, like all those things, right? Because people don't want to work. And we will forever cry to say people are getting our opportunities when we do not take time to improve ourselves. I read an article, somebody said they were looking for a designer. So they have like a factory of making clothes, right?
Yeah.
So this person is supposed to be able to make sure that there's consistency in what they're producing.
Yes.
So for example, if we're going to produce t-shirts, right?
Yes.
So this person should be able to design these things in such a way that the machines or the people creating are creating a consistent thing.
Like it's consistent.
1,000 pieces are the same. There's nothing like a defect or anything like that, right? And they put out an ad, and the people who responded were Zimbabweans, South Africans, people from other countries, and not Zambians.
That's
right?
ish.
And then we're complaining to say there are no opportunities when we do not want to better ourselves.
Yeah.
Like most of the people do not have the right skills. It's the same thing with furniture. Go to a store or go to our Zambian furniture shops or Zambian owned.
Yes.
Look at the beauty.
Kwamandevo,
any place. Right?
Okay.
They have the idea.
Yes.
But look at the quality of the build.
I guess.
Is it something you want to? But walk into Sikale Wood.
You like, yes.
And actually, Sikale Wood, like majority of their stuff is actually made here in Zambia. But then they have the right experts to be able to deliver properly on things.
Yes.
Right? So we lack a lot of expertise on most of these things. Like you ask somebody to build something for you, like the build quality is terrible. Like
so,
the building is coming with a lot of defects. Like, so where do you go? Like, the Chinese. Like,
yes. I think I'll give you an example of, I think my dad's house, because I was about to say my place, but it's not mine. So when you come to my room, we gave it to a certain man, Zambian, and so they ask him to do up like measurements and whatever.
Yeah.
But Jimmy, he does up measurements. This man does up measurements.
Yeah.
So now, and he starts building Bachaya slab. So now, you know this thing where you call him boss in Zabwit. So one of my other uncles says, there's a guy I know, his name is Bastive. Late Bastive come. So Bastive comes and says, can I see the plan of the house? So he looks at the plan and he says, okay, let me do measurements. And he says, these measurements are not correct. This guy literally cut the room in half. And he built half of the room and left the other half just hanging. So now Steve had to start from scratch, trying to increase the room by half, literally.
And that's more money spent.
Yes, and that's more money.
Yep.
So I think the other thing that I want to say is we've got Zambians who are very good at talking on phone.
Yeah.
And talking in person, but don't want to get the work done. Because even if you give them the job, there's first complaints, but then the job doesn't get done at the end of the day. And then we're complaining to say, they're only giving opportunities to other people and things like that. But the honest truth is we've got so many Zambians who are lazy and don't want to put in the work, which is very, very dangerous. Even just for in the long run, not right now, but even just for the generations to come.
Yeah.
So that's what's crazy.
So I think with South Africa, that thing of xenophobia will continue. Because they are looking at it to say, so in majority of their hate is as well going to the Nigerians.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they are flashy.
But
quote unquote, they are stealing their women.
Away from them being flashy, the honest truth is Nigerians have this Nigerians come with force.
Force, they push.
I think it's the fact that they understand that, guys, poverty is bad. Being poor is bad. I think they understand that thing. Bubi, guys, it's crazy. So I think if we were to understand that, it would really change things. I remember, I don't know who was telling me this, but they were on a bus with a certain lady. I think I read it on the socials, but there's a guy called Zwe. So he says
Zwe.
Yeah, Zwe my paragraph. Zwe fashion and whatever. So he says he got on a bus going to UTH at 5. So he's on the bus and, in Kulima Tower, hospital. So whilst they're seated in the bus and they're like, Alamwand, yesterday, I think there were some ladies that were having chats concerning somebody who was at UTH. And they were like, but when stabilize, So now what happens is these ladies are like, I really wish we had money for Yango. Buses really do delay. Would have gotten there faster. So whilst the bus is going to UTH, the women just receive a call to say the person they were going to take breakfast for has died. So for him, he says, I really feel bad, but I think for me it came as a wake up call, to say I must work hard. Because imagine you losing someone simply because you didn't have enough transport money to go and pay your last respects, So I think that's something we should also look at as Zambians to say, guys, enough is enough. Stop saying Umubanga owes me this. My father owes me this. But that even see a vessel. You get nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. You're on your own and no one is coming to save you. So I feel if people were to change their mindset towards such a direction, things would definitely get better. Not just Zambia, but even the South Africans themselves.
Yeah. I think we all need to work hard in this room.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming to save you.
No one. You're on your own.
The only person you have is God. Happy Father who never
Yeah.
Doctor.
As the saying goes, make more money, chop price.
Actually, we really, really need to work hard. If your work ethic was at 5%, take it to 1,000%.
Yeah. Multiply your talents.
And look, we're recording this. I think by the time it's later, I'll be done recording this.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things to do, but I still have to do it. I have to put in the extra work to make sure that these things work out. But we really, really, really need to work hard.
In Zambia, I think the problem is we try to fight the system instead of working with the system.
Yeah,
we try to fight systems that have been, because the problem is it takes time for a system to be changed because it's a system that has been working for a long period of time.
Especially the Zambian system.
So so it's to choose. So you choose your path.
Yeah.
Do you want to be part of those that will be on a long race to wanting to change a system?
Yeah.
Or do you want to improve your life by working around the system or working with the system? I've observed the benefits of working with the system because when you're working close with the system, there's a way that certain things will be to your favor. Things that you used to complain about and saying they're unfair will now be the favor will be towards you. So it's something that we must all learn on how to work in hand with the system, and also just also appreciating the little things that
Yeah.
our country gives us. I think that's one thing that I've come to learn aside this year. Just appreciating the little things. You know, Zambia is one of the most like peaceful country. We're even able to question our government, you know. It's a privilege that we usually take lightly. For us, every single thing we say, no, this is bad, the government is bad, they're not working and whatnot. But sometimes we should be appreciative of the things that are happening in our country. And just
you know one of the people who's been around for some time? Wodemaya. The Ghanaian travel person, right? He's been around. Like he's been collaborating with the Zambia Tourism Agency, like creating connections with different people. Like guys, we need to work extra hard. And if we have monies, let's even travel outside.
Yeah.
Like just there are so many, like if you have a passport, you can go to South Africa. Of course, it's dangerous now.
when it downsides.
Yeah, but you can go there. Like, wow, no go my beauty. At least
like you get to look at life in a different lens.
Ulangana society business park. Your value and go.
Yeah.
Our Zambia's most beautiful building is non-functional.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad.
Our tallest building is a sorry sight. Like you can't even use the elevators. Like it's terrible. Like it's run down. Like so exposure is really, really key. And the more we do that, the exposure isn't just like going out there. Like I remember when I had traveled to Dubai some few years ago. It was a culture shock.
Okay.
Like the airport did not require me to see somebody. It was facial recognition.
Wow, that's some advanced technology.
The visa application and all those things, right? So I just needed to like stare into a whole camera, and then it scans my face, and then like gives me thingy like. And I think the person I met was just giving me a SIM card. So welcome to Dubai. Then it even like had like I think 5 GB free data or something like. So
that's really nice.
Yeah, like it was a whole like. I got onto a train, working train.
Yeah.
Like, you're going with the train and you're seeing the massive development.
Like it's a whole different world.
I went into, I think, is it Dubai Mall? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember the places, but Ninaso. Because where we parked.
Yeah.
In like it's so many tears and flows, like I couldn't remember.
It's just like a whole
Like so that exposure, like I was just like, yo, I need to dream bigger. Like I need to, and it helped me look at it to say, I just shouldn't be playing for the local market.
Like there's more.
I should be a global person. Like I should be ready to go and work anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I should be able to just go out there and showcase my talents. Like I should be a global person. And this brings us to people like the Davidos, the Rick Ross, all these people, right? Is that they have built brands to such an extent that if they go to China, if they go to Japan, they'll still flourish and they'll still be accepted. Why? Because they have built things like. And these are people who are well established, but they're still coming back to really, really put in the work, to work extra hard. Elon Musk, like he's still working hard, coming up with crazy
he's not just seated
ideas.
At
like why? And we need that work ethic. Like you have an idea, like let not your crowbot just be a demonstration. When the Kuma meetings day in, day out. Showcasing stuff. Like
we need to bring money.
Put in the word. Like when you're asked to write, even till date, we've never received reports or the write-ups, but we believe in you still. But you should be able to put in the work. Like, okay, you've been given an assignment. How do you deliver? Do you deliver late? We always have to remind you to deliver. Like, be deliberate with everything you are doing. Like, given an assignment, deliver on time. Told to show up on time, show up on time. Not show up in time, like even 30 minutes earlier, to show that you're consistent and committed to these things. But majority of the people, like that's why we end up complaining and just becoming social media warriors, like just like after all, Sanaimbe na Vanze.
Yeah.
But
like
Sindio in the target market.
Yeah.
We'll get 25 people. God, I wanted to mention artists you could go for, but no, it will feel like we're demeaning their art.
fine.
But yeah, yali commercials yet 10 kwacha mgaende.
Yeah.
Now you 10 kwacha mzashita complain. Se Sanaimbe Vanzero,
It's
but
crazy.
then walipira 10
Thank you. The worth itself, the worth of the ticket should tell you something.
Yeah, so moving on to church matters. I don't know. People just decided to go break windows, break everything at a UCZ church.
So the funny thing
in
is,
Chinsali.
Mom calls, I think Dad calls Mom in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can hear her saying, "Yeah, So now I'm like, what's going on? Because so growing up, most times when my mom would receive calls early in the morning, it's like someone's passed. Yeah. So now I'm like, what's going on, right? Because recently had a funeral, and she says, "Now at Toba church." I'm like, church? What do you mean?
That's the church your father goes to?
Yes, in Chinsali. Yeah. So actually, all of them went the other side.
Yeah.
So now, she now like starts narrating. Yeah. So when she actually sent me pictures, she called and said, "Mofya, I've sent you pictures on WhatsApp. You should see them."
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, but what was going on? And she says nobody knows. But I'm like, it's really, really sad. Like, why would you just?
And it looks like a new church.
Yes. It's actually how do I put it? You know how like we have Bread of Life in Lusaka? For them, it's like the biggest UCZ in Chinsali. Yeah. I'm like, it's really, really sad. Why would people do that?
Did the president go there?
He was there for Labor Day, where the whole issue of people saying, the president got lost when it was actually a U-turn and things like that.
So he did his meeting at
on
the church?
The first... No, I'm not... I think so.
No, it could be that the president went there to church and then people are just like, nah, we're going to break it.
I don't know.
But it's really, really sad to get to see how people are just like breaking stuff and... It's like crazy. A drawback. Like they didn't steal anything.
No.
They're just like...
They broke the windows and broke the flower pots and just flipped 10 tables upside down.
Anyway, scripture reminds us that the thief comes to steal, kill and destroy.
So the thieves really did destroy.
So my opa man. So that in Bible and when the Wana my ground.
Yeah, well, ni apa judgment is like a buera.
One day.
But you see, I know for a fact that some of these people, they'll bring themselves like, yeah. Like, people fear, like, yeah. But the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And I feel it should be number one in each and every person's heart. Like, we should have the fear of the Lord in us. When the Panya church.
Like, if you had to go to the comment section, that's when you realize to say, I think, guys, you don't fear God.
Yep. It's as well a reminder for us not to just be praying that God bless me with a car. Our prayer should be, God, help me be able to reach out to the people. Let me be a light. Let me preach to them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people really, really need the washing of the blood.
Someone so based off one of the responses I got from the video, someone said, we've got so many people in church who are bleeding.
Yep.
And because they are bleeding, they are hurting other people. And it's just like the damage they are doing is really crazy. Because now it's not just that someone hurt me, but it's like people from the church hurt me. So it's really crazy. We need help as a church.
Definitely. So we really, really need to reach out with our lives, intensify on prayer, and just intensify even praying for the nation. The fact that this year is an election year, so there'll be a lot. I know others will be like, no, it's just an election year. But in the spiritual realm, there'll be a lot of sacrifices. We'll have a lot of accidents. We'll have a lot of deaths.
Yesterday.
We'll have a lot of things happening. So we really, really need to
You've reminded me of something.
It's crazy.
Is it true that thing that they said that they were finding skeletons of dead people at Unza, like the ZNS?
I don't know if it's true
because they haven't addressed it.
There hasn't been any actual confirmation that there were dead bodies found, so we can't comment on that.
Yeah, I was so surprised. So
you were bang?
Yeah, I was bang.
Your actual word is bang, not surprised.
Lydia, my way, I was bang.
Yeah, so there's actually no confirmation on that. Yeah. Oh, I'm just seeing the story for the U.S. embassy, the ambassador who was leaving. They deleted the video.
Apparently they silently deleted the video, right? So I think in his
Because I watched the whole 22 minutes.
I didn't watch it. I
watched
by
it.
the time I couldn't find it. But I bet there's always someone who's always screening.
Yeah, somebody downloaded it. Like
Okay.
I think it was there for like 3 because they posted it like maybe like 6.
Yeah.
I remember I watched it like 9.
Mhm.
Then
Next thing you
11, yeah. I
Vanished.
didn't. This is me now saying
Now.
that it was deleted, but it was a very interesting speech.
This is my question to you before you continue. Do you think him saying what he said was based? I know it's probably not relatable, but is it based off the fact that I think like this week we had the whole issue where it was all over Twitter.
The US will cut
Yeah.
HIV support.
Yeah. And them, I don't
if
think
they
Zambia
don't
has
get
said anything.
mineral rights.
Has Zambia said anything?
So the thing is that those things are not really, really confirmed because these statements being issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs do not agree with that sentiment.
Okay.
So there isn't like proper channels because in his speech he states that the US will not cut help.
Okay.
But before I come back to that, did you see majority of the comments from the Americans on the Twitter?
There's
Yes,
one
they
that
were
I saw.
saying to
I said, guys,
Why are we paying for diseases?
Yeah,
Why is it
yeah.
that we're paying for Zambians
why
who
can't
cannot
they? Yes.
control themselves
Themselves.
and not sleep? Like, why are we
Said,
paying for
"Ish,
HIV?
guys, it was
Like,
really, really
so-
sad. Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw some screenshots of the comments on Twitter, and I'm just like, you can tell to say, okay, guys, to a seven. You know?
That's part of the reasons why I say, like, our noble ego in its flight, right? So the ego on our Zambian flag represents sovereignty. Like, we're a sovereign state. And I feel that as a nation now, like, we need to take charge on a lot of our things.
Yeah.
And he wasn't wrong on some of the things. The massive corruption, the fact that it's very few people getting rich. Money is sent, but very few people are getting rich.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the church. And so here's how I look at nations sometimes, right? I treat nations as the same way we are treated as at home,
Yeah.
right? The thing is that if you have a good, responsible father,
Yeah.
everything will be proper.
Yeah.
But then if you have a father who has tentacles,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
an octopus,
Yeah.
everywhere,
Or everywhere the place they are always
like
touching.
you will suffer, like
Yeah.
you'll get the bare minimum. And that's what we see as well with our political space, right? And even just how things are done is that when certain things are being done, very few people are getting the money. For example, even most of our NGOs, most of them, you would find that the country manager is driving the most expensive
Like,
car
guys, how?
when they're supposed to be taking care of the vulnerable
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're treating their orphanages, they're treating their organizations as ways to get rich.
Yeah.
That's why most people want to like work for NGOs because they not say I'll make a lot of money from the NGO
Out of
space.
it. Yeah.
So like, I'll just be writing policies and all those things and speak the language
It's crazy.
and go to a village and take to my
picture
pictures of
and send.
kids with mucus on their faces and
So
just looking
sad.
dry
Yeah.
face, like with torn clothes and
Yeah.
all those things. So we have a lot of work to do. That we need to be responsible. We
Yeah.
need to take charge of our affairs. Yes, it's going to be a hard space, and he did state that since 2000, the U.S. government has been paying 23,000 Zambian health workers' salaries.
Guys,
That's 23,000
From
government
2000.
workers from the year 2000.
That's
that's
ish.
a long time ago.
That's a long
So
time
that's
ago.
in
That's like 26
yeah,
years
26 years.
of paying
26
people.
Yes,
Others have stopped.
yes.
Others have come in.
Others have died.
Ish, guys.
Others have embezzled. So like a lot of things have greatly happened.
Yeah.
So for me, like it's a wake up call for us to be a sovereign state. We have all these minerals. We have all these things. Like let's utilize them. We have so many experts. How many doctors are graduating? How many scientists are graduating?
Yeah.
How
yeah.
many people?
Yeah.
Like I remember was it ECL when COVID happened and then
Yeah,
the whole Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Johnson
Yes,
and
yes.
Johnson, like that whole battle happening, right?
2020.
He gave a quote to say, guys, why aren't we creating our own?
Yeah. Like it's really sad. And I think most times their response is we don't have the equipment. We don't have machinery.
Which requires that we need to invest in them.
Yeah.
We need to greatly invest in them in order for us to be a great state, a sovereign state,
sovereign
and
state.
not being made fun of.
We need a change of mindset.
Definitely.
From people
during the Brand Zambia initiative that time.
Mm.
During the president's speech, he was mentioning how they tried so many times, like other people like communicating for Lusaka to be put, like the weather records to be said on BBC.
Yeah.
Till the president himself had to make a call. That's when they started putting Lusaka.
I was actually watching the BBC the other day. I was like, oh, hey, Lusaka is there now. Like, yeah,
Ish.
but some of these things like will require us to really put in the work. So the Zambia Kuchalo does not just mean like
it shouldn't just be a phrase.
Yes, it should be an actual thing where we are working, we're putting in the work,
Yes.
and this work is being noticed. That
Yeah.
our innovations are moving and shaking the world.
Mhm. And I think the other thing is we need to learn to celebrate the innovations made by the Zambians. Because
Yes.
most times it's less of celebrating and more of contradicting.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, Lydia napanga crowbot. Okay, why is it so? Why is it so? You get what I mean? And not us actually acknowledging the fact that this person is Zambian and like she made it from scratch in Z. So
Remember, nanga wai mungasiye Zlatan oloruni nanga Messi
yeah. So
yeah. Anything else you have?
Hey, I was noticing. So bring it back to us putting things on the Zambian map. I saw Barbara. She's really doing well.
Barbara Banda.
Yeah,
Barbara Banda. That's BBC Africa Football of
that's
the Year.
something we have to.
That's Barbara Banda is on a whole different level, and I hope that this year during the thing, during the Africa Cup, we can win it. But then we do not have a coach for the thing.
Yeah. I want.
So we do not have a thing.
It's just, may God help us. We need youths to change their mindset and stop being super dependent on the systems. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy dynamic. Did you go to church today?
Yes, I did. I did go to
How's
church.
church?
Today. It was great. We were praying.
Did you pray for us?
And it was more of rededicating our lives to Jesus.
Watch the backslide money.
No, those were the prayers being
No, but
offered.
it's good.
So,
We
yeah.
need people to get back to their first love and stop saying my father said.
Okay. My father, the God of my father. Iwe,
Iwe.
siwa mulungu bako. You know, like
Bagod bana kapaturula manje.
like nambela masemo nziambili of late. You know, I try by all means to, especially our Zambian young ministers, right? Is that I try to listen in. Okay, people my age range.
Yes.
Is that I listen in, and I don't want to like listen with an ear of. But then sometimes, most of the times, you must listen in you're lying here. No, silly biblical.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
With the knowledge you have of the Bible, what does honoring mean? Not trying to swerve away from what we've talked about, but what does honoring mean? Or what's your definition of honor?
So honor is reverence. Reverence is the same as respect. So for me, honor is respect.
Okay.
So I'll liken it as scripture says, honor your father and mother.
Yeah.
Right? So how does honoring my father and mother look like? So honoring my father and mother does not mean that whatever they say is gospel truth.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't mean that jump.
Jump. How high should I jump?
And that's the crazy honor which is being taught right now. Is that in church is that
how high
jump.
should I jump? How high should I
like,
jump?
No, like so honor is respect. Respect, like, oh, I respect you. I acknowledge you. I'm trying to sway away from the word honor. So for me, that's what it means. Where, oh, this is an elder in my space.
Yeah.
Or I respect you. I celebrate whatever God has placed over your life, and we honor it. Like we respect it and we acknowledge it. So for me, that's what honor is.
About you a G-Wagon?
No, look, that's just me buying it for you. Do you know that I can buy you a G-Wagon and still not honor you?
That's true.
You see, that's the crazy part about honor or some of these church stuff we do, right? Is that people can show up to church regularly, but they are not doing it based off the love they have for Jesus. They're doing it for the fact that makamba. Two, be like, I want to be close to the pastor based off the connections it will give me.
Prayer point.
Like, I should be on the number one list for the
prayers.
Like the tongues will be heavier.
And
I've actually heard people where they step to say, if somebody brings me a heavy tithe, even the level of tongues changes.
Holy Spirit, please reveal that one to us.
So like that's crazy work. You get to see how people now buy themselves into leadership.
Ish.
Like,
That's crazy.
Like, this one, we need this one to be a pillar.
That you are kneeling, but in your heart you are standing.
Yes, I always tell people that. I remember I was being castigated by one of our pastors. She, may her soul rest in peace. She was just like, Umubanga, you should be kneeling. I'm just like, first things first. At my parents' house, I was never forced to kneel.
So
And yes, I'll kneel, but in my heart, I'm standing.
I get you.
And that's why I say it that most of the times we say that, we honor, but we're not. It's
very far from the heart. Yeah.
For sure. Like, then that's why Jesus Christ says that you honor me, you worship me with your lips, you honor me with your lips, but your hearts are far away from me. And our hearts should be close and closely knitted to Jesus, not just for sure.
For me, wait, I have a question. For me, I don't know. After reading Dr. Miles Monroe's book,
which one?
The Kingdom Principles, I strongly believe that the blueprint that we have of mentorship is how Jesus Christ walked with the disciples. That's what mentorship should look like in terms of the kingdom. That's how a relationship between the sheep and the shepherd must look like. Because that book solidly explained on why Christ had to, why did it take long for Christ to die? Even while he already started his ministry when he was 30-something. We see him teach the disciples. We see him carry them along. We see him teaching them lessons. We see all those things. And even Paul himself, we saw him communicating with the Philippians. He never really asked the Philippians to do anything for him, but the Philippians were doing it out of their hearts. And that's what made him love them. He used to say he loves them. He appreciated them. The book of Philippians is all about him appreciating them and just telling them about the great call of taking up the cross or the burden of preaching the gospel. So I that book opened me up to a reality that we are really missing out on what truly mentorship should look like. Because I've even noticed, I was telling someone to say, one of the reasons why I've noticed that people in churches live in terms of when they're being corrected. Sometimes it's not even the person that left that is a problem. Sometimes it's the way of correction that was there. Correction may always come from a place of love, but there's certain people that you telling them, I can't see a picture that you're seeing because I'm not on the level that you're on in terms of God. So you may be directing me and telling me, you can't do that because you have to go this way, because your life looks like this. I can't see that. So I think there is a side to mentorship. We saw Christ carrying the disciples along with him, because imagine if Jesus Christ started explaining the picture to them. No, you follow me. After you follow me, then this and this will happen. Peter, for you, your life will branch off to. He just told them to say, I'll make you fishers of men. And he grabbed them. He carried them through that journey to. He left them at some point and they sort of say, so this is what this man was telling us. So this is the picture that he was trying to show us. So for me, I think mentorship is all about, sometimes there is a side to mentorship where people must not really tell you to say, do this, do that, but they may just grab your hand and carry you through the journey so that you may see it.
But the main thing which you should be able to understand is that whatever is done in church should be able to point to Jesus Christ. Everything should lead to God, and not place your man of God as the Alpha and Omega, as the compass for your life, where whatsoever he says goes.
Yes, sir.
Look, your man of God is a man. Elijah was a man like us with so many trials, with so many things, right? The thing is that we are now putting our pastors in the place of God. That we can no longer hear God for ourselves, right? The curtain, the veil was torn.
Into two.
Split. Giving us that now let us approach the throne of grace with confidence, right? So we have direct access to God. So I don't need to go with God of. No, he's no longer God
God
of.
He's
God. God, my Father.
Yeah.
We can cry Abba Father to him, as Romans 8 tells us. So this whole mindset that my pastor this, my pastor what, no. And the honor now is being overdone. We are making our pastors look like they're second to gods. Anyways.
It's like how I'm always persecuted for a statement that I always make.
Oh my
By
God.
who?
And like most people.
Wapo.
No, like most people. most people usually persecute me for the statement. I think I've made it here before. When you look at Moses, God would talk to Moses, right? And the children of Israel knew to say, this guy is the one that God talks to. Then he comes to tell us, But when you look at what Moses would say or what he would do, there are things he would do out of pride.
Who?
Like Moses, like when he went and said, you rebels,
It wasn't pride. He was frustrated.
Yeah, so
Leading
like,
people is hard.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Wakamba vyambili.
so for me, I usually say that different people speak based on their upbringing, traumas that they faced when they were kids, the environment they were raised in. We're all raised in different environments. There are certain people that feel like going abroad is not necessary in terms of studies. But there are certain people who, in the family where they are raised in, maybe they got a certain exposure to
Lydia, topic et kambapo, Nichan. So, my example you go pass. What's the conclusion?
The conclusion is what I'm trying to say is, it's not every time that your pastor may say something that is what God is saying in your life. The times where they speak from their own personal experiences, from the traumas they've faced, from the exposure that they've had in their life. Okay. So they will speak from that sometimes. So it's now, I usually say for me, I try as much to make sure that I personally accept, I find the personal conviction to why I'm doing certain things, because if something bad happens, I will always blame the people that told me to do that thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the key point is test every spirit before you just say yes to anything. Anyways, as we close, Bible, please pick something.
I'm always reminded of the 30 seconds every time we do this.
The time I have is like 2 minutes, so it won't work. But you want to go first?
Okay.
Sure, shoot.
There was Abel, then there was
Cain.
Where the promised land was called
Canaan.
Yeah. There's somebody who, like in church when I'm singing, what am I called?
Praise leader.
But then instead of
praise team,
like away from praise
worship
days,
leader.
Yes. The guy who sang "Oh Mema,"
Chandler Moore.
Yeah. The place where Moses got them from,
Egypt.
Yes. Oh, good, done.
The person who teaches little kids in church.
Sunday school teacher.
The last word in the Bible.
Amen.
I can do all things
through Christ who strengthens me.
Which scripture is that?
Philippians 4:13.
The place where Jonah refused to go to.
Nineveh.
The rapper who was on NPR. The gospel rapper was in NPR Tiny Desk a few weeks ago. Okay, the American rapper who came to Zambia.
Lacrae.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go again. Shoot.
Samson's I was about to say Samson's baby mama, but
Delilah.
there was Elisha, then there was
Elijah.
Matthew.
Luke, John, Luke,
No?
Mark.
Yes. There's this the way we have Kilimanjaro, but like in the Bible we have
Mount Sinai.
yes. There's this woman. Her name starts with the last alphabetical letter.
Zipporah.
Yes. That's good.
Yo, that was a wild guess. Like,
Yeah.
Done?
Yeah, I'm done.
What we are doing right now?
Talking, communicating,
No,
podcasting,
like this competition.
playing a game. Christ Connect, Bible Blitz. Okay.
Okay. I think I'm trying. Sorry, I'm blank. I'm trying to count in my head, like. Then if I say it out loud, the second law. Okay, the book of the law in the Bible.
Exodus. The book of the law. My head's just blank.
Okay. The gospel artist from America who wears a turtleneck and is controversial. He likes dancing a lot.
Kirk Franklin.
The Australian singing group.
What song? Okay, I was about to ask you what song they've sung.
Yeah, like Nankala Blank.
I go.
Sure.
Mount Zion's pastor.
Bishop Bruce Masidi.
Yes. The greatest commandment in the Bible is?
Love the...
No, just that. When someone stands in church and they're speaking to you, the pastor is speaking, what are they doing?
Preaching.
Yes. When because if I say it, it's still going to be, I didn't know how to describe an answered prayer.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that's Christ Connects Bible Blitz. So make sure you buy yourself one. It's only 500 kwacha.
You and your family.
And then you and your family, your church family. Sometimes by your churches say you don't read your Bible. You. Yeah, so just have fun and just be able to connect in God's word. It's always easier to just be able to go through these things and just see how far you've gone in God's word. I was hearing Lydia talk about the book of Philippians. Did you read the whole book of Philippians?
I was doing a study on Paul, so yes, church assignment. I was doing on the 13 letters of Paul.
Okay. All right, so we're good to go. Bukata is not with us today. He's doing wedding shenanigans.
Bash winger incoming.
No,
he's
on the bridal party.
In the future.
You want him to be under pressure?
Speak your
when God is on the neighborhood. In the neighborhood, you know it is close. So yeah.
But God is always close. Like, actually, we should be questioning a lot of the songs we listen to. Like that God is far away. Okay, so from me, Dennis Umubanga Kabwe, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and apologies. We were supposed to air an episode this past Friday with Dr. Patrick Nkoma. So we'll air part 1 on Friday, this coming Friday. It was put together, recorded, an amazing man, amazing story. You will enjoy, and we're as well doing a part 2 of him because we just ended his life history in 1980. So we haven't touched the stuff, like the current stuff. So now we have to come to like the 2000s, and so I'm hoping we can do even like 3 hours of just like talking to him because he's just like a whole well of wisdom. So you'll be able to enjoy that. So from me, Dennis Umubanga Kabwe, and
Mofya Mwamba. And
the crew, Lydia, Samantha, and everybody who makes sure that this thing is running and safe. Bye-bye.